Alright, what's up everybody? Yeah, so of course we got new characters in. I wanted to make a video yesterday, but I've been horribly sick ever since Evo ended, and was kind of not feeling great about my performance since I did really poorly at Evo. But anyways, here we are. Lucia seems pretty good. A lot of people seem to believe that she's the best of the three new characters right now. And there's good reason. You know, you've got really good buttons, you know, on paper. Two 5-framers, 5-frame mediums, and a standing and crouching medium punch. 6-frame, really long low that is special cancelable. Out of all of her moves, a lot of them are like hit confirmable. There we go. Yeah. A lot of them are hit confirmable, including crouching medium kick, which you don't need to necessarily hit confirm. You also have like some other safe options. You can do it into her Tatsu. EX Tatsu especially, that'll create a frame trap. It'll combo on hit. You can combo off of it. Standing medium punch. Standing medium punch, you can hit confirm. Crouching medium punch, you can also hit confirm. I don't think you can hit confirm Fierce, and I was really disappointed to see, but I also don't think you can hit confirm Roundhouse into trigger activation. Let me check. It seems like it might be a tight window. Anyway, so those are mainly her good hit confirms, but of course, you know, she has really good buttons up close. You don't necessarily have to do single hit confirms. You've got, like, Stand Strong is probably her best, like, counter hit conversion. You can go into her sweep at basically any range, or if you're, like, in, say, like, trigger 2 or something, rather than go for a sweep, you can go straight into, V-Skill is actually, like, her longest range 8 to 9 frame move. So you can go for something like that instead from really long range. From non-counter hit, your longest range thing is looking like maybe like medium punch into medium kick, which unfortunately doesn't, like, say if you were to do this, you would do like crouching medium punch on block and then standing medium punch, but then your low forward doesn't reach after that. So instead you might want to go for, like, say medium kick after, which would combo without being on counter hit, but at that range it's not gonna. So I wish this hit a little bit further, this trigger 2 thing, but so yeah, that doesn't work, and this is not special cancelable. But yeah, in general she seems to have like really fast, pretty long range normals. She has a weird fireball that has some benefits up close, but also has some problems up close. Similar to Ed's, except in terms of total frames, Ed's fireball, where he has to pull it up with the Psycho Spark and then throw it, Ed's is actually faster on all fronts. So if you were to say, like, if you were to see Ed do Psycho Spark and then jump, he would still be able to block or anti with like a super or something. Whereas if you see Lucia pull up her fireball and you assume she's going to throw the next hit, all you have to do is jump and you get a full jump in on it. It has significantly more recovery than Ed's fireball. But yeah, she has this sort of fast one that goes at an angle like G's fireball, which generally seems pretty good. And if the opponent's like crouching at this range, yeah, that fireball is likely to go over them, so there is benefit to you know, doing just this one. And this one's really good, but it leaves you open for a long time. Any opponent with like a slide or something that can go for, or even, they don't even necessarily need a slide to be able to punish this, if they're paying attention. But yeah, from longer range, she can do that. It's pretty good for, say, a lot of different things. I mean, it controls space. You know, if they don't immediately punish it, it works. It's slightly better than Colleen's Hail, I would say, for controlling space and allowing you to trap your opponent if they walk into it, or just making them back off. And if they jump into it, you can combo off of it in a variety of different ways. So yeah, going back to a little bit of basics. Yep, you have your fireball, and then even in this one, you can kick it again with any strength of Tatsu to use as a projectile. It has like limited use. You know, you can put it on screen, and if you see them backing up, you can still like use it as a projectile. Including the EX version. Yeah, that's one of the other differences, like, between Ed's Fireball and hers. Ed can just do regular Psycho Spark, and then burn meter to do an EX projectile. But for her to do EX projectiles, she has to first burn the bar when she's pulling it up. Which doesn't necessarily even help her recovery of the move. It still, if you see her pull up the EX, whatever the fuck this move is called, you can still jump over it if she's not going to do the up one, which would hit you if you're jumping. So you can still jump over it and get a clean jump in on it, which means that for her to like bait that out, she would either have to commit to doing that to anti-air you, or just leave it at that, and she still burnt the bar, but she got nothing off of it. So because she can't just, you know, pull it up like that and then do an EX version, there's some slight limitations there. But yeah, the EX version will hit twice, and the fireball will bounce whenever it collides with the ground, which is really useful, especially for like really like whack, you know, Oki setups. Like so. There's a variety of situations. Mainly, like, the only real mix-ups you're gonna get are on... Okay, say you could do, like... Let's see... some variety of that, yeah. It's a little messy because you don't have enough frame advantage to, like, in most situations, you don't have enough frame advantage to just have the fireball be landing on them right as they're getting up. It'll usually be, like, a setup that you'll see, like, on Twitter or something will involve something like that, where the fireball will be getting close to them as they're getting up, but... really it's like the bounce that allows you to get cross-ups, which makes it inconsistent because you can't necessarily guarantee when they're going to block it, especially if they're stand blocking, they'll block it later than if they're crouch blocking, because when you're crouch blocking, it extends your hurt box forwards a bit. So it would probably be pretty difficult to get like really clean, like say 50-50 setups or anything with this character, but this character still has some pretty solid mix-ups that don't necessarily rely on just doing stuff like that. Especially when you have multiple really good tick throws, like basically all of her lights. Especially her light kick, which is very Cammy-esque. Except it also is a little Chun-Li-esque in that it can anti-air, but yeah, +1 on block, has the least pushback of any of her moves on block. And yeah, tick throws really well. So yeah, she can do a variety of stuff, and when she's in trigger, her Tatsu is -4, and then her EX Tatsu and V-Trigger 1 Tatsus are -2, so they're totally safe. Which means that, and they instantly throw bait. So you can create some really good mix-ups. They also catch backdashes, so it's unlike a shimmy where, you know, you would have to like ensure that the opponent's not going to be pressing buttons or anything like that, you can just do this, and it'll catch the throw tech, it'll catch your backdash, and it's a launcher, which you can get tons of stuff off of. So it's pretty good. Yeah, back to her buttons. She has a really long 4-frame jab. Pretty good. The recovery of most of her normals is really solid. This crouching medium punch is a good buffer. It has pretty good active frames, beats out normals pretty well, and you can buffer into something like that. Stand strong. They all have really good recovery. She has an invincible anti-air, or multiple invincible anti-airs. She has light kick anti-air. And she has a crouching heavy punch anti-air, which if it hits pretty high up, it's not special cancelable, but if it hits low like that, you can run cancel it. And then you can get underneath a lot of the time. And she has an air-to-air. So yeah, her 4-frame jab you can also do into a target combo, which reaches very far. Not quite the max range of the jab, like so, but just about. And it has pretty good pushback on block. It is -6, but it leaves you quite far away. A lot of characters are not going to be able to punish this, and it's a really easy hit confirm. It's like Cody's jab hit confirm, but like way better. It reaches way farther. It leads to basically the same options that Cody's does. You can side switch off of it. You can, activate V-trigger. So yeah, that's pretty good. Like I said, medium punch. Her roundhouse doesn't... It reaches fairly decently, and it's pretty safe on block because there's a lot of pushback on block, so it's really good. It's only -4. It is a crush counter. You can get a few things off of that if you're landing it in neutral. Regular hit is +2, I think, yeah. And if you're getting a crush counter, you can dash up into, say... something like that. Or... something like that. You can go for a side switch. Or for, optimal damage, you're probably looking at that. Straight into the regular shoulder charge. Or like... like that. Her heavy punch, I'm not sure how good it is as like a neutral tool. I'd have to experiment a lot more with it. Like the other moves have very clear, obvious benefits. This one moves you fast, moves you forward a little bit, doesn't reach like super far, and has more recovery than the other moves. So probably leave that for like pressure, counter hit confirms, or like... And Crouch Fierce is not terrible as a normal to use. It has, or Stand Fierce you can, cancel into a fireball. Because it does move her forward, so you can cancel it and actually create a block string into the fireball from further away than some of her other normals, like that. And Crouch Fierce has some benefits in that you can, against characters that don't have 3-framers at least, you can run stop it, and if you run stop immediately, it's only -3 on block, and if you do EX, it's only -1 on block. So because she has a 3-framer and crouch jab, if the opponent only has 4-framers, you can like get in their face, and if they press their fastest button, you can get a trade, which probably won't be in Lucia's advantage, but, you know, the fact that you can create that situation, and she does have an invincible reversal, if need be, is pretty good. Other neutral tools she has, Light Kick is, you know, okay. Has more recovery than her other lights, but it reaches pretty far. You would use it around the same way you would use Cammy's. Especially since it has very little pushback. Medium Kick is only -2, and it's fast. It's pretty good. Yeah, Crouching Medium Kick is fast, reaches far. You can hit confirm it. If you are going to hit confirm it, it'll probably have to be into her DP. Because if you were to, like, say, late cancel it, it's not going to combo into, like, run stuff. Yeah, it's not gonna combo like that. You'd have to probably do it into her DP. And, from her max range, the medium DP will not work, so it'll have to be heavy DP at a lot of ranges, but she doesn't really get Oki off of heavy DP, so you keep that in mind. Anything else, like, you can combo it into just, like, say, that, you know, EX Tatsu, and then you can get various combos, or you can just leave it like that to get better Oki. But that is not going to be a hit confirm, because if you're late canceling the move, it's not going to combo properly. Like so. So yeah. If you're looking to hit confirm this from long range, heavy DP, no Oki, that's kind of just, you have to accept that. She has a pretty decent, threatening, like, run stop. It's not as fast as, say, like, if Laura were to V-skill cancel her low forward and, you know, take you by surprise. But there is some merit to doing that. Like, you know, having a run stop is pretty good. You can get some free offense here and there if the opponent's not checking it. And she doesn't have any really safe options unless she's doing it from really far away. She can do shoulder and then it'll hit, like, pretty meaty, and then it can be like -2 or -1, somewhere around there. So yeah, you have a shoulder option. EX shoulder's always going to be terrible on block. It's always going to be -8. But yeah. You can also do, from farther away, you can do like EX run into the V-skill option, and you can space that out to be like a really fast move that comes out, and, you know, it'll be -6. You'll be pretty decently far away if you space it out right. So you have those options that are fairly safe to throw out with the run stuff, but other than that, and the shoulder, if you, like, you know, are willing to do it and you, like, challenge the opponent, it will catch a heavy counter hit, which you can get pretty good combos off of. But for the most part, it's going to be unsafe. You're probably better off just run stopping if you're going to be using it in pressure. Other tools that she has for her neutral game would be slide. She has a pretty decent slide, goes under fireballs. It can, at absolute max range, it'll be like +3. But that's very specific spacing. In general, like, it's fine. And she has a really fast dash. So yeah, I mean, that's mostly. Oh yes, of course. She also has her Tatsus, which are only -4 on block. Some of which, like the heavy, hits really far. Of course, it'll be like a low crush since it's airborne. Not terribly risky, since if you get hit out of it, you'll just get air reset. And it launches the opponent. I mean, if you're this far out, you're not going to get much off of it. You can probably at this range, but not max range, you can probably get a super off of it. No, not even that. Okay, yeah, you basically have to be close enough to hit stuff like that in order to get much off of it. But, you know, there is value in throwing this out. You get Oki off of it. This character does a lot of damage, especially in the corner and with V-Trigger, so pretty easy to get like kill setups and sequences going with her. But ultimately, you know, her mix-up game is pretty reliant on just forward throw. Her forward throw is good, you know, it has decent corner carry. It's +7, but you know, you can at least like sneak in a low forward as a meaty. But it will ultimately, if you're not in the corner, you'll probably have to work for your throws, because her throw baits are going to be infinitely more rewarding than her throws. She can throw bait really easily. Other conversions that you might get in neutral, if your opponent dashes into your, say, medium kick, it's +3. You can get a conversion off of it. If they dash in, you get like a counter hit or something. Crouch strong will be your furthest 5-frame reaching move. You can get something like that. And now I guess let's talk about other conversions that you can get. So, standing medium punch, you'll be going to like crouch fierce a lot of the time if you're pretty close up. And then from there, crouch fierce can go into the heavy tatsu, which will go into V skill. Or you can just leave it as is. Crouch strong is +4, which means you can get your 4-frame into target combo. Crouch strong and stand strong can both go into running V skill, which has a pretty good knockdown. If you were to, okay, so if the opponent was to back recover off of some of these, you can still be pretty close if they back recover, which is not the case for, you know, like, say, off of low forward, say, like, if low forward's the furthest you can reach, you're gonna have to do the kick option off of the run. The shoulder and the V skill option won't work unless you spend bar, which means you're not gonna get as good of Oki. So, for you to get Oki off that, you would have to spend meter. If you're not close enough for the medium DP as well, which leaves you pretty close. Heavy DP does not. Heavy DP, you do not have the frame advantage to dash up after the knockdown, so I would not recommend using it outside of the corner as much, or as an anti-fireball tool. This is strangely quite good from reacting to fireballs from downtown. Like so. Other conversions, if you're willing to spend bar, off of your low forward conversions, you can get the EX Tatsu, which you could either just take more damage, heavy DP. If you're a little bit too far away, you might not be able to link, okay, medium DP seems fairly consistent for that. I'm pretty sure there's instances, if you like hit it that far out, yeah, it's not gonna work. And if you're close enough, so not from like max range of this, if you can link another EX Fireball, you can get some pretty good damage off of that. And a pretty good knockdown if you go for the V skill ender. Other conversions, just doing the EX run off of low forward into the EX V skill leaves you right in their face no matter how they get up. If you get a medium to medium, or like a counter hit light to medium, you can go into EX Run Shoulder, which gives you some more options to work with. You can do a few things. You can do like heavy Tatsu into that, but it's still not a great knockdown. You can also do best knockdown off of here, or best damage and corner carry off of like EX shoulder. Probably going to be run into the kicks, which, you know, is usually the highest damaging ender. It does a lot of damage. Best Oki mid-screen. If you have no hope of reaching the corner, probably just sweep, honestly. And then you'll be right there if they quick rise or back tech. And if you have trigger available, you can probably get like really like corner to corner, honestly, for corner carry. So you can do like there we go, corner to corner, easy. You can also do stuff like that in mid-screen. To limited benefit. I mean, if say like you do like a crouch fierce or like a, say if you really want to catch them low with a heavy damaging thing, but you want it to be plus on block and you don't want to hit confirm it, you can do like a dash up, low forward into the EX fireball. You can you know, just cancel into something on block to keep it like really plus, like you're gonna be +5 if you're burning that stuff. Honestly, if you're doing her fireball and block strings and stuff, it's going to be fairly plus on block and give you some pretty good options, especially the EX ones. So yeah, if you catch them low with that, like, you can get a quick conversion. In terms of actually like applying pressure, a lot of her moves are really plus on block. Light kick is only +1, but and it's I think 5 frames, so you would have to do something like, say, light kick, crouch jab, stand jab, or light kick, crouch jab, you know, crouch strong as a quick block string. All of her lights like tick throw. Her crouch strong is +2. Her stand strong is somehow even better than Cammy's, in like if that's even possible. On counter hit, she can link it into V skill or into sweep. It's 5 frame startup and +3 on block, which is better than Cammy's. So yeah, that's pretty good. She can really safely cancel like crouch strong into the medium Tatsu from pretty far away. It'll create a frame trap, which she can link off of. If you like, say, do light, crouching light or medium kick into light Tatsu, it'll be +0 on hit. Whereas, you know, if you're getting it on the medium Tatsu, it's gonna be +2, which means on counter hit, you can get something like that, and you'll usually on hit be close enough to get that, which is pretty good. In the corner, she's got extra optimal combos, usually involving her fireball, so you're going to catch her like standing heavy punch into the light fireball. Something like that is going to be pretty optimal damage. If you're getting the stun, you can just add in an extra fireball there. Other ways you can extend it. EX Fireball, Stand Fierce, and EX Fireball into Stand Fierce will do you pretty good, especially in like Trigger 2 where you can do stuff like that. Honestly, the only like failing or weak point I would say is ability to get good knockdowns off of jabs or lights. So if you're to like catch the opponent low with like crouching, light kick, crouching, light punch, you can do that in a V skill, in which you're resetting about there at +2. You're not quite in throw range right at that. Or you can do it into the medium Tatsu, which is, or medium DP, which is okay. Not the best. Crouch jab does not combo into the fireball. Stand jab will. You can do into various stuff, but yeah, crouch jab will not combo into the fireball. So you have pretty limited options for linking stuff off of jabs. When you're not in Trigger 2, that is, which is one of the reasons why I like it. In terms of activating into Trigger, you've got, I would say, okay, Sweep is only +3 on Trigger activation. And Roundhouse is okay, I guess. I think the best option would be her target combo, but it's pretty long, so it's easy to V reversal at any point. You're +6, and you're, you know, at a prime position for a throw bait or a throw mix-up. Beyond that, you have her EX moves, which will trigger activate into Trigger 1. So you can do, like, stuff like that. And you can use that to get in. And you can also use that to, like, do certain mix-ups or set-up things. Like, you can get more frame advantage off of, like, the crumple by canceling it into the trigger activation. And you can do some various stuff with that. Other things you can do in Trigger 1. Tatsu is an automatic, like, launcher. All of her stuff is basically like EX or even better than normal. Her DP, I believe it's probably invincible, fully invincible at every moment. And then it doesn't have a very good knockdown in this version, so you have to, you know, take that into consideration. But so yeah, she can do stuff like that. If you were to convert in Trigger off of, like, say, a low forward into that from really long range, where you can't get her fireballs afterwards, because normally I would say just go for something like that, and then, you know, set up another fireball, or go in, get your Oki, or just take the damage. Like so. Or just go for... See, the problem with this is that everything that you do, or almost every special move that you do, especially her juggling specials, is going to spend her trigger at this point. So, V-skill on hit. Oh. Okay, I guess I was mistaken. Her V-skill does change in this trigger. It creates a knockdown. But, apparently... Okay, I didn't know that. It does not spend her V-gauge, so... Yeah, that's good to know. Still can't cancel it into super, and it still doesn't have a very good knockdown. But, you know, that's fine. You can get a knockdown off of your lights there. Anyway, so... Yeah, most of your stuff is going to be spending V-gauge at this point. So if you land a single combo you'd probably, if you're at a big life deficit, not want to spend all of it in one go. So, in order to get something with just good damage and good Oki, I would recommend just leaving it at the fireball and then getting some dash ups, or just going for spending an EX bar to do this, because that always has crazy good corner carry. So you can do that even if you get it from really long range like that. You get a pretty good knockdown. You can also do that, but that has less corner carry. And so that's a pretty good option to go for in Trigger 1. Her corner combos can get really, really optimized in this trigger, because you really don't have to spend meter to get all your good damaging extensions. Like so. So you only had to spend like one little bit of the trigger gauge, and you get all that damage for free. Personally, I prefer Trigger 2 a little bit more, just being a 2-bar trigger, and you get a little bit more control over when you can spend it, because, you know, a lot of her stuff is like launchers that go into juggles. So if you're in Trigger 1, like all your specials you're constantly going to be having to spend that gauge to just combo off of your launchers and knockdowns. So yeah, another thing I like about Trigger 2 is that it gives you some extra hit confirm options and frame trap options. Like you can just do this, and you know, you get extra checks on your opponent. It'll automatically confirm everything. You can hit confirm some of these normals, like so. So yeah, you just get more dangerous in neutral. You get some pretty good extensions, and you can, you know, like freely choose how you're going to extend your combos or where you're going to spend your gauge on, because you only get like realistically 2 baton swings, especially if you're landing them. Then the amount of time you're spending doing the combo is going to be pretty long. So. Her fireballs are also pretty okay, so this fireball has the medium fireball has a weird interaction where it'll go over a lot of other fireballs. You can eliminate the opponent's fireballs with the this move, just like Ed can do with his Psycho Spark. As far as I can tell, it still has a pretty bad personal hurt box when you're doing this, just like Psycho Spark does, but at least it's not as bad as Ed's, especially when you throw the fireball. Oh. Ed is really susceptible to getting interrupted when he does Psycho Spark into his fireball because of its terrible hurt box. This one doesn't seem to be that bad, but yeah, if you hit it from like farther away, you can. It's still pretty plus. You can combo off of it from a long range. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much where I'm at with Lucia right now. But I'm still pretty sick, so I'll probably get some. I won't be playing that many matches right now.